Good afternoon. Welcome to another sunny day in Milton Keynes. Easter holidays around the corner, 4 days off. Woo! Listen, quick post, a reference, a family forum that I did yesterday. The first one, in fact, since I did my charity all those years ago. We had several parents in attendance, some pretty heated conversation. It was great. A super thank you to Gillian, because you always seem to bring precise and accurate and common sense based advice to the conversation. So thank you for that. You did it all those years ago in the charity and you did it again yesterday. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the conversation points yesterday were things such as schools, bullying, and then we got onto the proper stuff that parents deal with every single day, getting kids to do chores, gaming systems, getting them out and being active. And this one subject that a parent who attended yesterday sent me an email for before the parenting forum. I'm just going to read you a snippet of that email out, which come through to me here. It says, "Dear Gary, you might remember me and two of my boys when we attended some of your charities events a few years ago. Both of them at the time were suffering from a bullying at school and some behavioural issues. They attended your sport events, your football, your rugby, your dance events, and also your life skills bullying. Now, unfortunately, life's moved on a little bit as it does for us all, but we are now in a more complicated situation. At the time, I remember you telling me not to do my son's homework, but to support them while they did it. I've concluded that you were right and my kids are not academic. But that's a problem for me and my husband, as we are both career driven and very much in favour of good qualifications. Anyway, my eldest son left school with the bare minimum, but by pushing him pushing him really, we've just managed to get him into college and recently in the last 18 months, a university placement. Unfortunately, his personality has changed significantly. As soon as he started university, we noticed some changes in his behaviour, aggression, and the relationship between him and his father has virtually disintegrated. In recent months, he's now said he doesn't want to continue at a great cost to us financially, his education at the university, and we're seeing some signs that he's starting to self-harm. Please help. I'm going to hopefully join into your forum in the next couple of days, and I'd like to get back onto some of the events that you might be running in Milton Keynes should they come around. Now, it's an interesting email because it poses a question: what's more important, qualifications or personality? Now, I've got 3 children. They're all adults now. And my oldest is 30 and the youngest is 24. And I'd be lying if I didn't say they didn't present us with so many challenges when they were in their teenage years. And I've never met a parent who has not admitted that kids, when they get into their teenage years, just cause you to lose hair in clumps. It's stressful, right? But the reality is, with our kids, both me and my wife, when they were young, decided that they could take their own path. You know, if they're academic, then great. And if they're not, they're probably like us. But let's give them some core life skills. Let's give them some core life skills so they can formulate their personality. Let's give them the ability to problem solve, communicate well, understand the difference between right and wrong. Let's take them on some traveling. Let's give them some culturalization. Let's let them experience a few things in life so by the time they become adults themselves, they have the real ability to say, this is what I want to be and when I want to do it. Have we done a great job? Well, I think so. Have we had some challenges? I've just said it. Loads of them. In fact, loads of them. And that was come up in our parenting forum yesterday. I mean, parents, some of them have only got young kids and some of them have got teenagers. And either way, we were all sharing ideas and saying, Christ, do you remember this happened? And what happened? How did you do it? I mean, it was just crazy. It happens all the time. But the question is, what is more important, qualifications or personality? Now, in the case of this young lady, that sent me this email, and I won't mention her name, but basically when she was on the forum yesterday, she was pulling her hair out because she has been brought up in an environment where qualification was so important, it sets her up for the rest of her life. And yet her own kids have gone, we're not academic. We don't want that. And they've actually resented the fact that her and her husband have pushed them into an educational path which they don't want to do, costing the family thousands of pounds because of the university placement, and actually affecting the younger child amongst the two, who's not quite gone to university yet, because his behaviour is just spiked all over the place. Now, this goes to think, and make you think about the following. Is just going down the qualification route the only route in order to give kids a good future? You know, schools, colleges, universities, they're all businesses, right? They're all earning a sum of money in order to educate your kids in how to get enology, for example. What is there enology in? I mean, when I was a kid, you'd get 3 or 4 ologies, and now there seems to be enology in everything. You can get enology for cleaning of dishes. You can get enology for painting. And actually, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was in a petrol station. I'm just speaking to one of the workers there who was moaning about a job. And she'd been to university. She'd done a 4-year study in art, painting. And she was very passionate about it. So my question was, so you've done all of that study, you've got this fantastic ology behind you, and yet you're working in a petrol station. She said, yeah. Got me thinking, how many people go through the school, college, university and never use a degree that they've got in order to better their lives? Maybe it's a passion of theirs at the time, but it just never transcends into anything that's actually going to affect their life positively, financially or emotionally there forward. I mean, it just poses that question, right? So this post is about just asking you the question as a parent. What's more important to you when you're bringing up your kids? Is it personality or is it qualifications? And if you can get the blend of the two, well, that's a dream, right? And yet most of the parents I deal with struggle with getting that balance. Or more importantly, as was said to me quite clearly with a bit of a frustrated parent yesterday, how do you even know how to identify that balance? Because we're all different. And you could have 2 parents that are very career-minded, very academic, very much driven around the qualification route, and their own siblings, their own flesh and blood, are completely the opposite. Makes you think, doesn't it? So, have a good day. We're going to be putting on some more of these parenting forums, and we'll build up a bit of momentum again over the next few weeks and months like we used to do in the charity. A lot of that's going to go through the new Skillsing app, which is we're going to do some live sessions on there over the coming weeks, and that app can be downloaded from Apple and Google, Skillsing. But equally, yeah, getting back to the point, the question of the day, and please give me some feedback through the posts. What's more important? Just put personality or qualification, or if you can and you've got this and you've managed to do it, share your success stories. How have you managed to get a balance between the two in order to make your kids have a fantastic personality, light up the room? My kids do that. My granddaughter does that. She's 3 years old. She's got a brilliant personality because my daughter and her other half have just dedicated huge amounts of time to be able to give her those core life skills, to grow some resilience and know the difference between right and wrong and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Or do you think it should be just all qualification? The more intelligent they are, the more academic they are, the better they are. I'll be interested in your feedback. Have a great Easter. Until the next post.